What's up, everybody? I'm with Brandon, or you guys may know him as Buck SD. We've got the AC running in his newest creation that he's finally done. This thing has been a much anticipated van build. 2 years in the making? 2 years in the making. I don't know if you wanted me to say that.
2 years building this one, 4 years designing it pretty much, but we got 2 of them done, so. 2
of them at the same time, pretty much almost identical, but not really. Murphy bed. Right behind me is an expandable recirculating shower. Got a heated floor. We got a 32-inch monitor, security cameras around the entire outside of the van. This is a stealth machine. Why I'm doing the intro inside, because normally I do it outside. So you guys will see why I'm doing that. I'm gonna turn the AC off so the fan stops running, but it's whisper quiet on the outside, which is like remarkable to me. He's gonna explain everything for everybody. It is, to get into his mind, is not good, but it's also great.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. You're new to the channel, obviously, like and subscribe. But what I do here is I do a lot of van tours, tiny home tours, overlanding rigs, which is what I'm building out right now. And I do a lot of how-tos, and I do some helping, and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, let's get this tour going today, right here, right now. Brandon, what's up, man? This is your latest creation. Year, make, model of the van, even before we kind of get into the guts of what's going on inside.
This one, I think, is a 2019 ProMaster 159 high roof, just because we started it 2 years ago. And they're all going to be based on the same platform. And
I also said I was going to have a surprise for everybody, but I'm probably running B-roll at this point of the outside, so there goes our surprise. But you guys will see what I'm talking about and how this is an ultimate stealth machine as time progresses during the video. This is a 4-year in the design making.
Yeah.
First of all, you are an engineering genius, but you're also just one of those mad scientists that loves to just kind of do this kind of stuff. What is wrong with you?
A lot. God, no. Passionate about this stuff. I've always kind of worked for myself and just done projects and that I'm interested in and turned those into business, I suppose. So this was just something I kind of fell into when I bought a van 7.5 years ago. Now I build them, and pretty much all I do, and it's pretty much all my friends do, and it's like van land and over at my place.
What number van is this that you built?
This one's 7.
Number 7.
So just did 6 and 7.
6 and 7 at the same time.
Yeah.
You did one very almost identical to the one we're standing in right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is yours. You actually are going to be maybe traveling, living out of this.
Yes.
What are you doing with this?
Finally. Yeah, so I've been in my 20-year-old, how old is it now? It's 23 years old.
Oh, wow.
Rialta. I was in it for about 7 years. So I've been in this one for maybe half a year or something.
And are you going to be traveling it? Or are you trying to sell it again? Because your last one you sold. We did a video together almost 2 years ago.
A few days after you posted that video, basically.
Yeah, sorry.
That's pretty crazy.
Because then you were homeless for a minute. No, I'm just kidding. He wasn't homeless, guys.
Back in the Volkswagen. I was in the new van for a couple weeks, and then it sold, and then I was back in the Volkswagen.
So are you going to be selling this one again? Are you going to be doing another one? Or...
So basically this is a prototype. This is pretty much dialed in. There's a couple little things that we're still going to be adjusting. But this is basically going to be a model that's going to be small production, available for pre-sale with deposits. Customer can pick out pretty much all the finishing surfaces. So all the colors, the wall textures, if you want wallpaper, slat walls, we can do live grass walls, any color countertop, pretty much any material countertop so long as it's not a solid surface.
Brendan is a very busy individual. He's very humble, so he won't say this, but I'm going to say it. If you want to hit him up, it's best through Instagram. However, you're a very busy gentleman, so...
Yeah, so that was a great problem from the last video, but
right.
I try to respond to everybody, but I try not to look at my phone too much as well. Before, I guess, people ask a ton of questions.
Right.
What I'm doing is I'm going to be starting a couple more of these. They're going to be identical, and then I'm looking for deposits to secure those vehicles, and then work with the client in terms of finishing all the aesthetic.
Small customizations for the client themselves. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. This is your floor plan. This is what you've dialed in.
Pretty dialed. One of the ones I sold recently, last minute, client wanted to add a drawer to it instead of where I'd planned a cabinet. So I still spent a lot of time thinking about what could go wrong if we changed one little tiny thing. Basically, it ended up kind of like affecting like the ventilation, just the airflow from the fridge to the inverter.
Just by adding a drawer.
Just like one little tiny thing, and it blows my mind how companies are able to do these custom vans for, you know, individual clients, whatever layout they want and stuff, because you know, this is probably like number 5 of this exact same layout, more or less.
Yeah.
And we're still like moving things an inch and like adding a switch here to make it more convenient, and just like little tiny things where I'm like, there's no way you're gonna hit a home run doing like a fresh design, like a one-off, in my opinion.
Granted, you do have a ton of systems in here.
Yeah.
A ton. We're not going to go outside because we are actually in a cityscape right now. But tell me what's going on in the rear before we start with the shower, which you're leaning up against.
Like what's in the garage?
In the garage space, yeah.
The garage, it's similar pretty much to the last build.
Fit a lot in there. From what I saw, you have a surfboard, skis, boots, a one wheel, AC. What else you got in there?
It's insulated, it's heated, it's technically air conditioned. Got ventilation in there. Got outlets back there, USB ports. Specifically designed for 2 full-size bikes, so we can fit 2 full-size downhill bikes with like triple fork or triple clamp forks.
And that's why you have the cutout in the door, is what I remember. You have a door, and I asked you, I was like, why is that cutout there? And you were like, that's where the bike pedals go.
Yeah. I think the garage is about 10 inches deep. We still have, it's probably about 10 feet in here after taking off the trunk and adding the partition.
Adding the partition, that's a big one. So why don't you start with the partition right now and kind of go over what you did here with your partition.
It's a wall, and I feel like a lot of this is redundant from the last video we did, but...
Yeah, but no, you know, we got to catch up, man. Come on.
It's been a while. Basically, if you are living full-time in a van like this, sooner or later, there's just certain day-to-day chores that you don't really anticipate before you start the lifestyle or whatever, such as, like, assembling your bed twice a day, or like erecting some sort of shower contraption, or covering your windows like multiple times a day, or like drawing a blind every time you park. Just trying to like not let people know what's back here, whether that's because you have valuables back here or because you just don't want people knowing that you're living in it or whatever. So the wall gives like a ton of added security. It's really easy to just walk back here.
Is it insulated?
It's insulated, yep.
Wow, and that thing is like super quiet now.
Super quiet. It can be like 140 in the front and like 70, mid-60s now with the AC probably back here. Same thing in the winter time. It can be freezing there, and we can keep it warm up here.
Awesome job with the partition. I love your aesthetic wall, by the way. You did that in your last van too.
Yeah,
your sliding door. I think I want to see this shower, man. Do you mind showing us?
I don't know how you're gonna get over here, but this is probably
that right there was an extendable shower.
Yeah. So this is probably what took the most amount of engineering on the build, but it's basically full-size slide out recirculating shower. That's a compost toilet. Let's see. We've got 2 shower heads.
2 shower heads.
So one's like a sprayer where it can turn totally off and you can adjust the pressure of it. Use very little water. And then if you want to use the recirculating function, then it'll come out the actual shower head.
All right, so everybody's probably going to ask how the heck you did a recirc shower. Obviously, my friends over at Van Life Tech have been working on this for a long time. It is not an easy thing. So what can you tell us about the recirc? Is it available to people, or is it only in your builds?
Great question. Just selling these vans. Like, it's a spec build. Like I said, people can pick finishing surfaces and stuff like that, but not doing side project, anything like that. So
yeah.
Can't help you with your skylights and all that stuff, unfortunately.
You can't do the one-offs, but how many filters is your recirc shower?
7?
7. Okay. 7-stage filtering process. Goes down and through a loop of some sort and then back up into your onto your body. How many gallons is inside the loop, you know?
It's currently 2 gallons, and honestly, trying to get that down a little bit, I think a gallon and a half would be ideal. It's like a no-compromise shower. So the difference between like being in an apartment or a house and being in a van is the shower. So it's more like a bird bath in a van. You're trying to conserve water. You're lucky if it's warm water. There's probably not a lot of water pressure. The idea with this thing here is if you want to just take a quick shower and use the least amount of water possible, you're honestly still better off just using the little sprayer and just using as little water as possible, like a Navy style bath or Navy style shower. At that point, I mean, I'd shower with like a liter of water, no problem.
How many gallons on board do you have on your...
We've got 32 gallons.
A 32-gallon tank.
It's like a standing jacuzzi, so you can recirculate the water. It keeps it at 104 degrees. It's got full water pressure, going through a bunch of filters, including UV. You can basically shower as long as you want. One of the things that's unique to this system is we've got 2 separate water heaters. None of the recirculated water ever goes through any of the filters that go to the sink, and it doesn't go through our main fresh hot water heater. It's an isolated system because we know it's not going to be like perfectly clean, so we don't want to be sending that back into our main hot water tank and then like making tea with it the next day or something. And then all of that purges or completely empties itself back into our gray tank, which is internal. So everything in the van's internal. It's all designed for 4 seasons. Screen door.
little
Everybody's
door.
got that. Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, you want to push that back in and then I can get a look at it from it not being like I have the door open. That whole thing is expandable. That is crazy to me. Really nice finishing, by the way, too. I really like this, the slats there.
Thanks.
All right, let's switch sides, and unless you wanted to kind of go over what's in here, if you wanted to go over anything in here.
Wardrobe. A little
That's all you
wardrobe. Light turns on. This is our like a little digital timer for the main fresh water.
Of course you have a digital timer in here.
Just nice. You can hit like 5 or 10 minutes and then it turns itself off, so you don't have to worry about wasting any power. This is the madness in here.
This is all mechanicals, correct?
Yeah, I don't know how much of this I really want to show off, but...
All right, we'll just keep it up here then. I get this a lot. Why are people so secretive of all of their, you know, components and what they
I
do?
know, I feel so bad, because everybody's like, it's a DIY, it's a community, it's like everybody's super... like supportive and stuff like that.
And we're trying to help everybody out. However,
people patent stuff.
yeah.
And if you're doing it full time as a career or a profession or whatever, it's the amount of hours that have gone into like figuring this out, trial and error, like a lot of work that goes into it.
Unbelievable. All right, let's switch sides and we're gonna get into the cleanliness of this van. It's like, I know you're kind of
Neat freak.
You're OCD kind of guy. Before we get into the amazing countertop you have, does this control the lights?
Yeah, that's our master light switch. And then
Oh crap! That holy moly! Really?
and we got another one over here, so you can hit it from in bed.
Oh my god! You did your entire cabinet, or excuse me, your counter. You did your entire counter, pretty much the same as your last one. However, you made some minor adjustments to make it just that much better.
Yeah, so literally every dimension in this build is different from the previous build, or build number 5 in other words. Everything's been slightly modified just to create a little bit more space and stuff. More or less tripled the battery capacity, more than quadrupled the water capacity, added an air conditioner, added 2 hot water heaters, added a subwoofer, sound system, 32-inch 4K TV, inverters now 6,000 watts, continuous.
You touched a little bit on power, and also we're standing on a heated floor, by the way. What did you do here for power? Because your power is kind of your thing.
Tired of getting like woken up at 3 in the morning by my inverter because my batteries were low for however many years in a row that was. Got is a 48 volt system.
You have a 48 volt system in a van?
It's pretty sweet. It's basically most of the stuff in here is like yacht components.
Okay. 48 volt system. How many lithium, like how much lithium power do you have?
Most people are familiar with 12 volts, so it's
Right.
basically it's like we're about 1,700 amp hours if we were at 12 volts.
1,700 amp hours.
Basically, we're like 21 kilowatt hours.
Okay, 21. Geez, you're taking languages I don't know, but I'm proud of you. Charged by solar that you have on the roof. And what did you do differently? Not differently, but what did you do extra on this van?
Right, we got the second alternator again, but now we're at a 48 volt system. This alternator really doesn't matter if you're doing stop and go in town or if you're on the highway. It's continuously between 6,000 and 7,000 watts.
Wow.
We're charging at, and then we've got another 400 watts on the roof. No shortage of battery, basically.
No, you have zero issues with power whatsoever in this. You you can run your air conditioner at the same time.
You can run every appliance at once.
At once.
So that's like 2 hot water heaters, a dual induction cooktop, a convection oven, and then we've got TV, fan, all that stuff.
All at once.
Yeah.
Can you show me what's in your countertops here? Because I think that's next level. You have everything hidden. That is a freaking sink right there, everybody.
Sink. I do live in this, but we did clean it and took out a bunch of personal items and stuff. I know a bunch of people are like, oh, you don't live in that, but...
No, he does.
I wanted to wash my hands earlier, but I didn't because I didn't want to make it dirty again for the video.
Look at how honest you are, huh? Really nice of you.
This is our TV.
There's a surprise right there, everybody. We'll get to in a second.
It's a 32-inch 4K LG TV. Hardly uses any power, and there's actually enough room inside here to close it with a laptop underneath.
Where's your table for your laptop?
Push to open table, just like the last one.
Yep, that's perfect. That is ridiculous. Can you hook that up to like a wireless keyboard and use it?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
So we've got outlets underneath here and HDMI cables that are plugged in the TV. It's all routed through the wall and stuff.
What is on the screen right now? I think that's kind of bonkers.
Yeah, this is our camera system. So this is super...
This is live.
Yeah, this is pretty fun. Mercedes Sprinters have this as a factory option, or I don't know if it's a standard feature or whatnot, but that said it's only available like when you're driving the car. So we've got a 360 bird's eye camera system.
There's another screen right up there, guys.
This is pretty much like the security monitoring system up here. Like if you're hanging out, just so you know who just parked next to you, or like what that noise was, or... And then it also shows up on this TV, and then also on our rear view mirror.
Yeah, you have a separate thing for that as well. That's pretty cool. And obviously you can... Oh, you just switch cameras on.
Yeah, the fun feature is this little bird's eye aerial view. So you can see all the way around the vehicle.
Oh, man.
But usually I'll just put it like this when hanging out. Just to...
And we can literally people watch. We got somebody walking right there. They're about to walk right there. Oh my god. And then they're going to come right there. Yep. Oh my goodness. And the cameras, I can't see them.
It's super hidden. The side ones are underneath the rear view mirrors.
Yeah.
Front one's in the front grill, and then the back one's in the factory location.
Where's your induction?
Cooktop's under here.
Look at you.
I'm trying to like pretend to have decor because I don't.
So everything, you just got your sink, you've got your TV, or whatever you want this to be, a monitor of some sort, and then you have induction cooking dual top.
Yeah, we've got a dual induction cooktop, like one of like the subtle changes that you might not think about, but this thing was like lowered just enough so we can fit a cast iron skillet and close it, as opposed to like store it somewhere else.
You keep that while you drive on there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Bonus thing, just a little access into our
Your back
garage and electrical stuff.
Where do you, like, I believe you just keep your clothing up here, which we don't have to open, but you just did, okay. Thanks, man. Yeah. Refrigerator. People ask me where the refrigerator is. Now, everything in here is so, has its own place. Oh, look at you, you can get food and everything.
I did, I ordered food on Whole Foods last night.
Delivered to the van?
Of course. Yeah, that's kind of funny, like when the cushion's like right out, it's just like, boom. That's like the cool thing with CAD. Our fridge is literally touching the beam of the chassis, and then when you close the push-open cabinet, it pushes this little like springy clip here. So it's literally like to a 16th
right
of
there.
an inch.
It's 16th of an inch?
Yeah.
You have literally thought of everything in here. A lot of people are going to ask us about this guy right here. Something that you don't like about this one that you are going to make in the other one different.
Yeah, this is the Dometic Heki 4 skylight. I think that's one of the most common questions is where do you get the skylight from? I get them off eBay.
Okay.
Do a Google search. It's the Dometic Heki 4, or Dometic Heki 4. So this one's motorized. It's got a little remote control to it, which has its advantages. It's like nice if you're in bed and you want to crack it open or close it, obviously. They've discontinued this model. Current one is the Heki 3, which is a crank version. And we installed that on the other van, and I actually prefer that one. It's quicker to open and close. The remotes can be a little bit faulty on these things. If you were to open this thing all the way, you have to like manually hold the close button, and it literally takes 60 seconds to close the thing. So
before you show me your bed, because I'm going to ask where the heck you sleep, and it's like, you know, the people that have seen the last video, they know this already, but maybe people are thinking this comes out into a bed system, which doesn't. Before we get into that, the floor. Yeah. What's going on in the floor?
I love this floor.
You do.
It's a stone floor, so it's actually
you put stone in here.
It's got it's all flexible grout. Tested the way we applied it to the floor and stuff, so it's technically removable as well if we ever needed to service the heated floor.
I know this, and you know this.
Really nice for heated floors.
Thank you. Yeah. Really nice for heated floors. Yeah. You can run your heat floors for days on end before you run out of batteries. Doesn't matter because you can just, you know, start your van and your second alternator will kick on.
Yeah, so we've got 21 kilowatt hours, and we can charge that from zero in about like 4 hours or under 4 hours.
People are going to ask where he got that second alternator. I'm sorry, you can't get
it. It comes with the van. So a lot of this stuff's not consumer available.
Right.
Parts and stuff like that.
The stone floor actually looks freaking beautiful. You always see the vinyl planks, right? You don't see the stone flooring. So also lighting too, by the way.
Thanks.
It's pretty bright in here. Is this always white light? Because we're like on a cool white light.
No, I like the orange. There we go.
Thank you.
Oh,
And it
it's
changes
much
on the
better
floor
now,
too. I just, cool. So you can change your colors of lights to pretty much anything.
Yep. Wrap up the floor real quick.
Okay, please.
So it's a dual zone heated floor. So the aisle here is heated, and then we've got a separate zone, if it's needed, that's underneath the batteries and underneath the fresh tank. So
Now, why would you want to do that?
because in the winter time you can't charge lithium batteries if they're frozen. Different ways to go about heating the batteries, but that's how we're doing it. So the fresh tank and the batteries are heated, so it's the whole thing's designed to be in extreme temperatures, whether it's hot or cold. We also have a hot water recirculation pump. So if I hit a button, it recirculates all of the hot water in the lines from the hot water tank back into the fresh tank, so that when you do turn the faucet on, it's immediately hot water. Most of the time if I'm driving somewhere, we're just always at 100% battery, so I kind of thought it'd be funny, like if I was to go someplace super, super cold, like on my drive there, I could just run the recirculation pump with the hot water heater on, and I don't know how long it would take, but eventually all 32 gallons of water would be heated.
That was my next thing, is all 32 gallons that you have on board is hot.
Yeah, and we'd still be at 100% battery. Preventative measures so you don't freeze in the wintertime.
Really nice upholstery, by the way. Did you do that?
Nope.
Nope.
Outsource the fabrication of the aluminum bed frame and the upholstery of the cushions.
Right.
It is not real leather. It's like vegan leather.
Vegan leather.
Super like durable, easy to clean.
You added the vines too to make it a little bit cooler. I don't know.
I put something on the wall. I clearly
Something on the wall.
I put so much thought into like making everything work and like fit and all this stuff, and then like once it's done, I'm just like, I don't really like decorating.
By the way, the Domenichetti does have a double slide shades. Thank you for that, buddy.
One. There's our screen.
There's a screen.
We also have a screen door.
You do have a screen door. Well, when we open up the slider, we will show you the screen door. Yeah, want to put that bed down just so everybody can see it?
Back to the floor stuff. We've got
Oh my goodness.
more stuff going on. Hit all the ducting, the heater, as well as like an air tank or an air intake that goes through a filter. All comes out through the kitchen toe kick.
Your toe kick ventilation is your heat
It's our heat and our air intake.
and your air intake.
Fresh air.
You have fresh air.
Filtered air.
Filtered air. You have a filtering system in here?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Where's the vent for the AC? Because you're not going to be pumping AC out from the floor.
So the intake for the AC vent is underneath this toe kick.
Okay.
Cold air on the ground gets sucked up under the couch, and then that's ducted behind the wardrobe wall. Top of it basically just shoots it back this corner.
His sleeping quarters are right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, then that makes the most sense.
It's like perfect. It just lands on your head basically.
Design.
It's super quiet outside. The fan, like you can barely hear it from the outside.
You wired it differently than I think I did when in mine.
Yeah, yours is probably parallel, way quieter in series on this unit with the dual fan.
Right, and do you want to say the brand?
We're using the Cruise and Comfort.
Cruise and Comfort.
12 volt.
Yep.
Chris is a super nice guy over there.
Making the fan quieter was wiring it which way?
Series.
In series, if you want to wire their condenser.
Yeah, and then we've actually got it set up with just little like wing nuts so you can quickly rewire it into parallel if you need it, like if you're in the desert or something.
And it gets super hot. So the reason you put it in parallel is so it can pump more BTU is pretty much what
Yeah.
you're saying. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, you're just going to honestly just fold it down and show us. And then you're going to put it right back up. Even the vines stay on.
It's normally not made. Just kind of the whole point of a Murphy bed is just like throw the sheets on, and
Size of the bed, what is it, a queen?
it is 4 feet wide and 76 inches long. Solid. I'm like so happy with how this thing's held up. Consulted like 3 different structural engineers. So like the shape of the bed frame, which I'm not gonna share yet, but I would love to at some point once it's not like my lifeblood.
What about your mechanicals?
The hinges.
The hinges. That's probably my #1 question.
I'm trying to think how much they were customized.
Oh, you custom did them?
It's an off-the-shelf part, but it got modified to take up less depth.
Okay, so it's an off-the-shelf product that you had to customize, which pretty much is almost everything in the van.
Pretty much everything in here other than like the TV and the fridge, I want to say.
All right, yeah, you can put that back up and just, super easy.
The cool thing is, I don't know if you've done it, but just like standing on the bed when the skylight's wide open.
Do you want to show? Well, we did
that
that.
at the
We
end,
got drone
maybe?
footage, but we
Yeah.
can do that when we.
It's like perfect height as a standing desk.
Well, we're pretty much at the end of the video. Did you want to go over anything else?
I'm trying to think what else is in here.
If you want this van, get you up.
Yeah, so that's the goal
It
is...
sounds like we have voices outside. We got people walking around. I think we do. Isn't that crazy?
Pretty fun.
Somebody parked illegally right behind you.
But that's the goal, basically. This is like this is the design as far as the colors and the textures and the finishing surfaces, or like slight altercations.
I know those out of sight, out of mind things that like people don't understand how much mechanicals and systems went into this van. This van is by far one of the top of the line in regards to systems that I've stepped inside of. Like this is
There's just a lot crammed into a small space, but everything's been as much as one can accounted for. So like serviceability and long term and all that stuff, the stuff you don't think about when you're building like your first couple vans until you have to like actually get your hand in to like unscrew something. And
I've already probably put up your information. However, what's the best way to find you, look you up? Instagram, do you have a website? What's going on?
right here, I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
Oh my god, everybody does this to me. Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys hop on my Instagram, I'll be posting more photos of this thing soon. Now accepting deposits.
Okay.
So if you want to buy one, I missed a bunch of stuff. We got like filtered water purification.
There's so much in this van. I don't think we can capture it all. And I drove all the way down here just to meet with you and do this. Keep up with the updates on Brandon's page, and I will try and do as many updates as I can as time progresses as well. But hopefully we covered everything. There's no freaking way. There's no freaking way we did.
Last time we did this, we were at like a van meetup thing, and I'd literally said the same thing like 100 times before I met you, and was like totally burnt out talking about vans.
You did a great job, like we said. Can we open up the slider and maybe give them a taste of what we've been going on outside? And then also show us that screen door. We were parked in the middle of the city. I want to step out. Oh, I was going to step out, and then Brandon just shut the screen on me. That's a screen.
Yeah.
Keeps the bugs away.
Google it.
What's it called?
This is the Dometic Flytech 2.
Made for ProMasters.
I think that's it. It's made for the Ducato over in Europe.
Oh, there you go. That's what same exact thing. Guys, we are like, look, it's happening out here, and he's just parked.
That'd be cool to like do a tour someplace not in a picturesque landscape.
Hey, no parking tickets.
No parking ticket. See, like there's no roof rack.
Do you want to get through that skylight?
That'd be cool. Cameras are so great, like you can't see them at all.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Brandon, you brought it up again. Like, guys, we have all these cameras, or Brandon has all these cameras, and I don't see where they are anywhere on here. That security system is next level.
Be done if it was the crank one by now. It's like perfect, like standing desk height, just checking the ocean in the morning.
It was pretty cool, and like I have some good drone footage of us doing that. So
You can like set drinks up here, clean your solar panels super easily.
I'm gonna get down, and I'm gonna come on in. Really awesome, dude. I get a shot of Brandon's legs. Good stuff, buddy. I guess I'm gonna finish the video up through the skylight. Oh. Oh. Now this is cool. This is awesome. I can only imagine being by a beach in a city. Doesn't matter. Just hanging out in the cool, crisp air of San Diego. I don't know what else to say, Brandon. What you got? Anything else for me, pal?
We got a sound system in this one. It's pretty cool. So there's a subwoofer up in the driver's area, and then there's another sub in the back. And
So much.
Bumps. It's pretty sweet.
Brandon, you again. I'm gonna say it again. You outdid yourself, man. Get on another van build, or somebody put a deposit down on a van so he can do some more crazy stuff.
Bunch of things in the works as far as
I'm not going to say what you've got going on, but I know there's something in your next van that you want to do that is absolutely bonkers to me, and you've tested it already, and I can't say what it is.
I don't think it matters. Basically, just trying to make everything off-grid, automated, so you don't have to like do little chores like empty toilet or gather water or put your blinds up on your windows and stuff like that. So
You pretty much figured out how to do, literally have it something off-grid, off-grid, off-grid. Like,
yeah. So we're pretty close with our electrical system and our filters to having infinite amounts of water as long as the relative humidity is above 15%.
you're pulling water from the air.
Yeah.
You got a little giddy. Yeah. Yeah. You've already tested stage 1. This is, you're on alpha beta 1.
Yeah, we got 8 gallons in 24 hours. And that was just a byproduct of running our cooling system. That wasn't even just like trying to get water.
You were getting condensation off of the AC plus the air.
Yeah.
And then it was going through a filtering, and you were filling up 8 gallons of water inside of a 24-hour period.
Yeah.
That's insane.
We're sitting at like 100% battery most of the time, especially when we're driving. You can run like any amount of power because it's just like constantly 6,000 to 7,000 watts while driving.
Well, I can't wait to see what else you do. Give him a follow. Buck, B-U-C-K, S-D, right?
As it's written on the screen right now, yep.
As it's written on my screen. Thank you, buddy. Great catching up with my friend here. Then I'm going to be back and we're going to do some more videos, man. How's that sound?
Awesome, yeah.
All right,
Thanks
awesome,
so much
dude.
for coming down, by the way.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you for, housing me and everything. So I appreciate you. See you later.